Guys, deluded. I'm back again. Now we've seen Arsenal linked with all Leaper managers, with those with, and I forgive me, I'm not trying to par anyone, but those with a mad reputation and those with lesser names. We've seen Rodgers, Yardim, Enrique. I even saw Pep Guardiola to leave City and come Arsenal. That's some nonsense. But we've seen all Leaper managers, young, old, different coaching styles, different principles, different nationalities. Fonseca, all different sorts of guys linked with the club in it. But one person that hasn't been linked with, and I don't think he should be the manager, or I wouldn't have him for what it's worth, but if Wenger necessarily had his way, there's actually someone he said at one point should be his successor at Arsenal, and his name is, I believe, Dragan Stojković. Dragan Stojković. Let's just call him Dragan. Apologies if I said your name wrong. My Balkan region guys patterned that for man, but yeah. He's someone Wenger rates highly, to be honest with you. From his time, he's coached him as a player in the J League and things like that. He's not the most illustrious of managers. He's in his 50s, I believe he's 54 or something like that. He's won the leagues in Japan and China. Credit to him. But I'm trying to find the actual quote that I have that Wenger specifically said, which was, yeah, in 2011 he said, "I would love Stojković to be my successor. There were 100 reasons for that," he told the Serbian paper. That's how you know I copied this on Google. Our ideas are the same. We both strive for perfect football. I knew he was going to have teams playing great attacking football with many passes. He has done that, showing he is a good coach. Obviously, he's currently coaching in China, former J League player. He's a player that was considered, I never saw him, but those of you old enough to remember, he was a player, like you're seeing with a lot, considered to be someone that could have been a very good player, but injuries robbed him somewhat of a career. So yeah, man. He spent 2 years playing under Wenger. He took over as a manager over in 2008. He's won manager of the year in Japan as well as the league. So yeah, man. He's currently a manager in China at Guangzhou, I believe. So yeah, he's contracted till 2020, and you can imagine he's getting paid a decent amount of money for that. So you could say that he's got Wenger's principles. I mean, he's managing in Asia like a certain manager, like Wenger was before he came to Arsenal. Obviously, it's different, and they're doing two different things, but you get where I'm going. So yeah, man. He said he learned a lot playing under Wenger. He said Wenger rates him highly. He said Wenger this was at 96 before he joined Arsenal. He said this same guy, Wenger told him that he's one of the best players he's managed, along with George Weah and Glenn Hoddle. I mean, that's two names to. I mean, if you know football, then you know that's if people are saying you're in that bracket or you're one of the best players behind them, then boy, it's a madness. So you can see why. So obviously, if they share the same outlook on football, you can imagine they like passing. They like to develop youngsters. I must admit, I haven't seen his record at his club, but they like developing young players. They like to play perfect football, free flowing, all of these things. So maybe if he was managing in Europe and he had a bit more things on his CV, I'd be all up for it. But I must admit, I'm not up for this, man. He's also said Wenger was his inspiration to become a coach, and in his last examination to get a pro license, he was at the Arsenal's training ground, so he spent a week here. So yeah, man. He's not what's this? He's not someone who's looking for physical presence on the pitch and long balls. In his view, the football is something different. It means the ball should be on the ground with a lot of movement. Oh, I think that's a quote in relation to Arsene Wenger. So yeah, man. He said he likes his methodology and the working and his training, how he tries to deliver nice football to people. So yeah, man. He said he never likes boring training sessions and he likes simple football. So yeah, if Wenger had his way, this could be someone that we've thrown into the ring. Like I said, he's a league winner in that he's won it in Japan and he's doing all right in China. But in regards to managing Arsenal, the squad we have, I must admit, it's not looking good. If he was managing in Europe, for what it's worth, if he was actually managing in Europe or had been managing in Europe, I'd actually be all up for this to a degree. But yeah, he's not in contention. I just thought, I'm sure there was a guy at one point that Arsene Wenger said should take the job, and thought, let me humor you guys. So yeah, man, guys, deluded. Get in the comments, subscribe, do the rest. I'm out.